This week on The Rock, we take a look at how the global pandemic is affecting local businesses. Next, we learn how to make homemade masks. After, we examine how the push to get outdoors is affecting parks and beaches. Then, we get caught up to speed on our electronics upgrade for next year. Later, we look at when students scramble to finish all their assignments. Finally, we get a wake-up call on our sleep schedules. All this and more this week on The Rock.
Hello, and welcome back to The Rock AHS. I'm Lauren McClintock, here to bring you our third installment of our remotely created rock show. While some of us may be struggling with social distancing or finding the will to do our schoolwork from home, some of those hit hardest by the pandemic are local businesses. Wyatt Severin brings you a segment on COVID-19's effect on some of our beloved hometown establishments.
The stay-at-home order has affected everyone. Businesses, even though they are closed, are still being hurt. You see, to no surprise, businesses have costs. A lot of them. Aside from paying employees, the building has to remain heated, taxes must be paid, rent must be covered, and in the case of businesses selling a perishable product, in other words restaurants, such as Village Pizza or the Rockfish Grill, they're met with the additional expense of having their inventory expire and no longer saleable. It's not a great situation for our businesses. But they all still employ people, and every paid person is somebody who contributes to our local economy. And we're not sure if or when they're going to reopen. That can be devastating. In a recent study done by Goldman Sachs, 50% of small business owners said they wouldn't be able to reopen if they had 3 months of the current circumstances. Some were less than 3 months. Another half said their employees can't telecommute. 75% of them, as of March, have experienced fewer sales. And the majority of them don't know how to access and apply for emergency funding. How bad can it be? Well, pretty bad. Especially bad when you realize that 53% of this country is employed by small businesses. Even worse when you consider that large businesses are affected by it too. In retail alone, 3,000 chain stores were closing as of May 11th, according to Business Insider. But what about here? Well, to name a few, Nana Luisa, Agave, and Canela Keys have all been affected by the outbreak. But they're not closed entirely. You just need to take a few extra steps to enjoy a locally prepared meal from the Rockfish or Ciaobella, or be lost in a good book, new from Watermark or used from Pelican Bay. So look a little deeper. Get in contact and make an appointment to check out what a business can still sell you. For our country, it's a great deal of uncertainty and a not so great outlook for now. There is a light at the end of the tunnel though. With the staged reopening of Washington, many business owners are optimistic that the stagnant nature of staying indoors will allow for a surge in popularity, especially for restaurants. Many employers are planning to re-employ furloughed employees once the lockdown is lifted. Only time will tell, but we all wish the best for our local businesses. From the Rock and AHS, this is Wyatt Severin. And remember, stay safe, AHS.
Thank you, Wyatt. Remember, many local businesses are still operating, and you can support them by getting takeout or delivery goods. But how are we going to stay safe when we go to pick up this takeout, I hear you ask? Besides the obvious precautions of gloves and 6 feet of distance, another highly encouraged method is wearing a mask. Due to nationwide shortages, though, you may not have access to ordering one. Amy Agregard is here to teach you how to make safe, homemade masks.
Hey AHS, it's Amy. So if you're like me, you've probably exhausted every single thing that you can do to keep yourself occupied during quarantine, but I'm here to offer you one thing that you might not have tried is arts and crafts. Specifically, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a homemade mask. So when you go out, you can have one that has your little personal touch, personal spice. So I'm going to be going over supplies first. It's pretty simple. All you're gonna need is scissors to cut your fabric and a marker to trace your fabric. And then I don't have a sewing machine. I figured it wouldn't be that big of a deal, it just might take a little longer. So I have a needle and I have some thread. And then I have two like hair tie elastics to secure the mask around your face. And then this dinner plate, you might be wondering, is going to be used to trace the fabric, and then we're going to cut it up from there and then like sew it into the mask. So pretty simple. So first things first, you're going to lay your fabric down. I'm going to do it pattern side down so the marker doesn't get on the pattern. And then put your plate down. I'm trying to do this where you guys can see it the best. Down. So where it covers all the fabric, and then you're just going to trace around the plate, and then we're going to cut it afterwards. So I'll do that. So that was the plate's only purpose. It's going to go on the floor now. All right, and then we're going to cut this out. You should be left with a circular piece of fabric the size of a dinner plate. And then now we're going to fold this in half, and then fold it in half again so you get fourths. And then from here, and then you're gonna cut where the fabric like bends. So you eventually are gonna cut it into fourths. And then you're gonna be left with fourths, and that's good for the scissors. You don't need them anymore. All right, so we're gonna set two of these aside because we're only gonna be working with half of it for now. And what you're gonna do is lay the fabric, or lay the pattern side down. So pattern to pattern, and then you're gonna line up the curved edges as best you can, because that's where you're going to be sewing. And then you can set that aside for now because we're going to be getting our needle and thread ready. Unspool it for a good amount of distance, and then we're going to be threading this. Yes, it's through. Cool. Okay, so now once you have that through, you're going to pull it till both of your sides of string overlap each other like this, and then you're going to pull it until you get both strings like this. Oh god, whatever. Okay, and then cut it off like this. So you're going to be left with two strings that are looping around the eye of your needle. I think that's what it's called. And then you're going to tie off these ends, and this is going to be used to tie the first knot in your stitch so that it doesn't get loose. There you go. So now you have something that looks like this. Okay, so then you can move on to stitching. So you're going to poke through the first hole, and don't pull all the way through, pull to your knot, and then you're going to take your needle and thread it through the hole or the knot you just made like this, and pull it through so it looks like this. And then from here you're just gonna go across over and over until you get to the end. Now we're gonna tie this end off. I'm pretty sure you just put it through, ow, I just poked myself again, and then you put it through the loop, the loop in your string. I'm pretty sure if it works, it works. Oh god, come on, get through there, and then pull. Seems pretty secure to me. And then we're going to cut it off, and then we're going to do the same to the other two pieces. Now you have two that have been sewn together very amazingly by myself. Okay, so then you're going to fold this one outward like this. Oh wow, look at that. This is turning out great. And then because you need double layers for protection, you're going to put both of them like inside of each other like this. Pretty simple, like kind of like a boat. And then line them all up, and then we're gonna do some more sewing. Maybe I should have invested in a sewing machine, but it's fine. Looks like we're pretty much done. And then there's a couple loose strings places, just from like the fabric and where I've like tied off on the string. So I'm gonna cut those off, and then we can proceed. Okay. Nice. So this is what it looks like. Wow, very cool. Okay, we just need to put the elastics on, which should be pretty easy. You just sew them on, obviously, because what else would you do? So you do that, and then you fold it over just like this, and then you just sew this part, and then there you go. All right, here's the final product. I think this worked pretty well. This is what it looks like, final product. Wait. It's pretty good, I'd say. I rate it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's above average, and it's personal, which is nice. So there you have it. That's something to keep you occupied, and it's just a nice little bonus. It definitely takes a lot of time, so it'll eat up your time quite nicely. Yeah, that's just about it. So stay safe, have fun in quarantine.
I'll be sure to make a new mask soon. It'll be perfect to wear when I go hiking on the trails this weekend. But the trails have been getting awfully crowded lately, as well as local beaches and parks as people head outdoors to avoid going stir-crazy. More on that, here's Maddie Snyder.
Beaches, the places where people go to help find their happiness. With beaches and trails now being open for a limited number of people at one time, the people of Anacortes have begun to spring for the little bit of freedom they have been given. Overcrowding them will lead to a few of these places being closed back down. To make sure that you can help keep these places open, please make sure to listen to the signs. Okay. How do you feel about the beaches now being open?
I feel like now that the beaches are open, it is a lot nicer just kind of be outside. However, like the amount of people that are there is kind of overwhelming, but it's nice to like get back in the swing of things and be out in nature.
Closed back down. To make sure that you can help keep these places open, please make sure to listen to the signs. Most trailhead parking is at a 10-car limit, and if you decide the place isn't too crowded and go, make sure to stay 6 feet away from other people. Or if it is very crowded, come back at another time. The beaches will always be there. With that, I'm Maddie Snyder reporting from The Rock.
Well, heading to the trails and the beaches is a great way to de-stress and get outside. Staying inside is still the best way to stop the spread of the virus. Plus, staying indoors gives us time for new hobbies, hanging out with our families, and catching up on our schoolwork with our sleek laptops. Which reminds me, the school district has discussed getting new laptops for next year. Kai Wallace is here to bring you all the information.
For the past few years, Anacortes High School students have had access to laptops funded by the community. With the exception of an insurance payment and the cost of student-caused damages to the laptop, these devices have been completely free to use for students. However, during a school board meeting on April 23rd, a proposal was accepted that allowed for a refresh of the current laptops that have been used by high school students for the past 3 years. These are being replaced next school year with the Lenovo 500 EG2 Chromebooks, which are the same model of computer which are currently used at Anacortes Middle School and all 3 elementary schools in the district.
There were a number of factors at play. One was wanting to make sure that the new device has the functionality that students and teachers need. And then we had to balance that with the budget, what we can afford, and then also what's available right now. And given the COVID and school closures, the availability of a lot of laptops has all of a sudden decreased. So we had to kind of make a quick decision, which we wouldn't have had to do if it wasn't for COVID.
Fortunately, this change also brings the waiving of all student technology fees, along with fines for accidental damage during the 2020 to 2021 school year. This means that families don't have to worry about fines due to accidental laptop damages or the technology fee, making it easier for all families to have access to student laptops.
You don't want to have to decide between paying a technology fee and paying your electric bill.
The current 2018 to 2022 tech levy set aside a total of $80,000 for device repairs in the 4-year period, but because of the high amount of damage and the expense of repairs, all $80,000 of the repair budget was used in the first 2 years of the tech levy, in addition to any technology fees that the district collected.
From what I've heard is they're very durable and they should last until the next deployment of computers for high school students.
This added durability is another reason for this choice. While the school district had originally planned to use the current HP ProBooks for another year, repair costs were too high to do so, resulting in the district looking into alternatives for next year. Now, more on the student laptops. Between the new Lenovo 500 EG2 and our current student laptops, the biggest difference students are going to notice is the difference in operating system, or OS. our current HP ProBooks run on the Windows 10 operating system, while the new Lenovo 500 EG2s run on Chrome OS. Chrome OS is unlike Windows on how it runs purely just using web apps. This means that all applications are stored on a remote server and accessed through the network, instead of running completely off of your computer like applications such as Microsoft Word or PowerPoint do on your current laptops. Programs like this that are not web applications lack support in the Chrome OS operating system, so unless a web app version has been made, these programs will have to be accessed through a remote desktop. These applications include Fusion 360, AutoCAD, Chief Architect, Java Development Kit, Integrated Development Environment, and the entire Adobe Cloud. All of these programs and more are used by career and tech ed classes, but do not have web app versions.
CTE programs and programs in general, there are some questions with science and math as well, that these devices could still have the same capabilities and functions that current HP laptops do.
CTE students requiring these programs will still have access to them in career and tech ed computer labs, as well as through remote desktop programs. The one exception to this workaround is the iMac lab in Mr. Thompson's room, which is not accessible through the remote desktop system as it does not use Windows 10 as its operating system.
We're not losing anything. It just might take some work on the back end to get it all set up accurately.
So, what does this mean for next year? Well, for most classes, students will not be affected much by this change, but for any CTE classes, it will take some adjustment to get used to the remote desktop software, which starting next fall will be accessible after school hours for students.
Yes, I'd want everybody to know, students and community alike, we're pretty fortunate with our technology levies in the community to have technology available for each student, regardless of what make, model, or brand it is. Especially in this time of COVID, I've become aware of many districts throughout our state, let alone nation, where students have yet to get technology in their hands.
We know that lots of families in Anacortes have lost jobs. This is an especially good time to be able to get rid of the technology fee.
Is it the one that I would have preferred? No, I probably would have liked the one that cost 3 times as much, and we wouldn't get it till next December. But nonetheless, it's a great device, and it'll provide students the ability to not only learn now, but certainly take those skills into post-secondary endeavors, whatever those might be.
Due to the push for constantly renewed technology, expect device refreshes every 3 to 4 years. Currently, the new Chromebooks are expected to be refreshed after 3 years of use, meaning that the classes of 2021, 2022, and 2023 will most likely be using Chromebooks for the rest of their years at Anacortes High School or Capsani High School. For the Rock at AHS, I'm Kai Wallace.
Great segment, Kai. Now I know a bit more about what to expect next year regarding our laptops. Now that I'm thinking about laptops, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh my god, my anatomy assignment was due at noon. Now that that's taken care of, Elijah Huerta brings us a segment about what happens to a student when they forget to turn in their assignments.
All right, guys. Well, good lesson today. Thanks for all participating. Good job. Just a reminder that tomorrow your final project is due. So make sure that you have that in. It's a really big assignment. Isaiah, did you have a question?
Yeah. When is the assignment due again?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've let you guys know about this for about a month now. I put it on Schoology. Every time we meet, I've been reminding you guys, you got 3 weeks left to do it, 2 weeks left. It's really important that you guys have been working on this, because this is the final project. It's worth a lot of points. If you don't do well on it, then you probably won't pass the class. And remember, this is a class that you guys need to pass in order to graduate. So this is a really big project. I hope you haven't waited to the last minute. You should be kind of doing final touches on it tonight so that you can turn it in tomorrow as close to perfect as possible. So anyways, good luck, and I look forward to seeing all your projects, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
should I do my essay on? I got it. How about the stock market crash of 1929? That'd probably be a good one to do an essay on, because if I end up doing this essay right and then turn it in on time tomorrow, I could actually pass the class. I got a few. I got enough time. Definitely, I got enough time. I got enough time to get this essay done. All right. Why can't I write anything? I have my topic. Why aren't words coming into my brain? Oh, God. Oh my goodness. My Nintendo Switch. Oh shoot! I forgot the time!
Hey you, I need you to do the dishes, now!
Seriously, the dishes? Oh, man. It's already 9 now? Oh my god! Oh man, I can't believe it's already 9 already. With the amount of determination that I have right now, I think that I'll be able to take this down until tomorrow morning. Let's get started.
I'm impressed, Isaiah. You actually managed to get done with your assignment. Good work.
Thanks, Mr. Scott.
I'll be sure to put this in the grade book right away. But as far as I can tell, you passed.
I did it?
You did.
I did? Oh my god, this is awesome.
It is awesome, and you should be really proud of it. Well, until we meet again, Isaiah, farewell into adulthood.
Thanks, Mr. Scott. Ciao.
Ciao.
I know I stay up too late doing my homework sometimes. But in fact, I think it's time for me to go to bed here at 2 p.m. I guess I should probably fix my sleep schedule. Jody Umayo brings us a segment all about how to fix your sleep schedule.
Be honest, has this happened to you since quarantine began? The lack of any real motivation to go out or do anything productive has caused many airtight sleep schedules to crumble into pieces. But you're in luck. Here's a few tips on how you can help fix your broken sleep schedule and bring a little bit of order back into your life. Eating before bed. Your body's sleep cycle is regulated by your circadian rhythm, which responds to various stimuli, including the consumption of food. When you eat, it tells your circadian rhythm that you're awake, so a late dinner could delay your sleep significantly. Limiting the amount of food you eat just before bed can help you fall asleep faster and easier. Getting exercise. Exercising also ties into your circadian rhythm. Regular exercise is ideal, but even just 30 minutes of aerobic exercise a day can improve your sleep. However, make sure that you're exercising at least 1 to 2 hours before bed, as overstimulation is possible. Napping. Typically, napping can only further hurt your sleep schedule, especially if it's later in the day. If you must take a nap sometime during the day, it's better to take it before 3 p.m. and to aim for a length of under 30 minutes, to reduce grogginess and any alterations to your nighttime sleep. Pulling an all-nighter. While there isn't much research behind it, there have been accounts in which pulling an all-nighter has fixed one's sleep schedule, whether it's actually a physical change or a psychological one. If you've tried other options and they just haven't worked, try pulling an all-nighter and going to sleep at your desired hour the next day. White noise. While too much noise can disrupt your sleep, subtle white noise to mask environmental noise is actually beneficial to falling asleep. It masks sudden changes in the sounds around you that would normally wake you up by creating a constant soothing noise. There are plenty of white noise generators online, but any fan or air conditioner will do just fine. Regulating light. When your eyes view light, your body stops producing melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. At night, this implies that you should limit the amount of light you're seeing before bed, especially light from screens of devices such as phones, computers, and TVs. In the morning, bright light can stimulate your brain and help you wake up faster, albeit more annoying. Relaxing. Stress and anxiety causes the body to produce cortisol, the stress hormone, which makes you feel more alert and awake. There are many practices to reduce the production of cortisol that you can do before bed to relax your body and mind. Yoga, meditation, and even caffeine-free tea can all make falling asleep a walk in the park. Obviously, these tips alone aren't going to fully fix your sleep schedule. Truly reworking your body's inner clock takes self-control and patience. And a comfy mattress wouldn't hurt either. But no matter what, commit to your plan and the rest will work itself out. It's a stressful time right now, and any semblance of order can help significantly. This has been Joni Mayam reporting from The Rock. Stay safe.
Well, that wraps up our show for today. I hope you all are staying happy and healthy. From our rock to yours, have a great day, AHS.